none other than author, motivational speaker. I'll call her that too. Samantha Lusk on the Midnight Hour Radio Show.
Hello.
You ain't
Hello.
said a word over there
I
this
know I'm
whole
kinda-
time.
Oh, no, it's her
nervous,
time.
huh?
Yes,
Trying
I
to
am.
find yourself, huh?
Yes, I am.
Don't be nervous. We don't bite.
Yes, I am.
Well, right now, Samantha, we want to know your story on the Midnight Hour Radio Show.
Well, I was born here in Cleveland, Ohio. I have
You got to talk louder.
been through a lot during my years of living here in Cleveland. Group homes, foster homes, domestic issues, molestation issues, mental health issues, along with a lot of other things. Like I said, also domestic violence. And I just recently lost my son 20 months ago. He passed away February 28th.
What was his name? You
His
talk
name
up a
was
little bit.
Miguel Haverney, a.k.a. Lyrics.
Okay.
And he was a rapper. He was a high school graduate. He loved food. He was an all-around good kid. And he had been suffering from migraines since the age of 13.
Right.
And last year, his migraines got to a point where they had became very intolerable, to the point where we had to literally was going back and forth to the hospital. And he passed away. He had
You
he
got
had
to
a
talk up
seizure
little bit.
and a stroke.
Right, right.
Wow.
Behind his migraine.
So is that what was your main motivation for writing the books you've been writing?
Actually, at first, before my son passed away, I was going to start writing a book just on myself to get myself healed from my past. Because, even though you become an adult, sometimes those memories of a lot of things still haunt you as an adult from childhood. And I was trying to get some things off my chest so I can be able to move on in life and know who I really am and discover me, because a lot of times you forget who you are, you don't know who you are, and I was trying to find myself. And my son, he just so happened to hook me on to this laptop thing because I don't know anything about the computer world. I'm still learning. I just got on Facebook,
Yes, you did.
And he, was trying to let me know, Mom, do this, Mom, do that, do this, do that. And after he had passed away, I kind of shut down a little bit, but I kept hearing him in the back of my mind saying, Mom, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. And I just started writing, and it started making me feel a little better, but I was still in pain, and hurting, and still in disbelief that, my son is gone, And when I completed the book, the first thing I did was take my book and run.
What was the
home.
name of that book again?
This first book is called Born Cursed, So Let the Truth Be Told. And the book is not to hurt anybody. The book is to help someone else that has been through what I have been through, or maybe worse. And I'm speaking out for people who have been through it and don't know how to speak. I felt like somebody, when the first book came out, it was like almost like that crazy word label, that crazy person label actually got ripped off of my forehead.
Right.
And it became the word author. And I had my son cremated, and his ashes is at home with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I took my book, I ran in the house and I took my book and I said, baby, look what we did, and I just broke down in tears. And in the back of my mind, my son was saying, you're not done, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
You're not done. There's something else. You got to do something else. So another book came in. And this book is called Speak for Yourself. And this book is about about 4 friends going through their trials and tribulations. And also, one of the females is a victim of domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
But, all friends come together. Like they say, keep your friends close and your enemies close.
Absolutely. Yes, God.
So that's definitely what this book is about. And, I just try to keep myself motivated. I did have a book signing, a very successful book signing. Mm-hmm. By the grace of God, I just started running my mouth, and spoke with a lady at Joseph Beth at Cleveland Clinic. And she said, ma'am, well, I have a spot here. You can come in at any time.
Great.
And I was so nervous, and it was just that fact that even if it had been just that one book, if I had sold one book, mm-hmm. I was happy about that. But it became more than that. Then they was buying 2 books, and people, it makes you feel good when you really have started something and completed something.
Right. So let's start with that point that you just said. You took the chance and you wrote the books so that you could basically get all this stuff out of you.
Yes.
Now, I know your son's music is very important to you, so What I want to do is play a little bit of his song. This is Lyrics.
Yes.
Samantha, Lusk's son. God. You know the name of this song?
Flying High.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Talk now.
Thinking I can touch the sky. Haters trying to shoot me down. 'Cause I'm flying high. Thinking I can touch the sky. Haters trying to shoot me down. 'Cause I'm flying high. Thinking I can touch the sky. Haters trying to shoot me down.
Yeah. I'm just praying for tomorrow, thanking God for the day. You was told the wrong thing, it doesn't matter what they say. Even if you up the way, even if you down the way. Just because you in the hood, it doesn't mean you gotta stay. I put problems down the side and look success right in his face. Told my mother, give me time, I'll move you to a bigger place. Making life-changing songs for the moves I'm trying to make. Haters always in your ear, so trust me, they gon' call you fake. Time to get to work, well, I'm coping steady for it. I'm trying to make it big, I'm hoping that I'm ready for it. Through all the problems in my life, how the lyrics take it. He buckled down, went to school when he graduated. It's time to get to work, well, I'm coping steady for it. I'm trying to make it big, I'm hoping that I'm ready for it. Through all the problems in my life, how the lyrics take it. I buckled down, went to school when I graduated, and they hate it.
Thinking I can touch the sky. Haters trying to shoot me down. 'Cause I'm flying high. Thinking I can touch the sky. Haters trying to shoot me down.
You ain't shooting me down, man. Talk now. State to state, I'ma rock the mic. Show them that my flow's nice. They said we was stupid until black started read and write. Now we getting scholarships, degrees, and we boarding flights. When I buy a Jag, I'ma make sure they paint it white. I got a gift that came from God, this is spiritual. Lyrics gotta be the name, cause nigga, I am lyrical. My pain comes around and it's sitting on the miracle. Life get hard, that's why I'm praying for a miracle. My guesses and inferences got me looking for differences. I think smarter, think harder. Pray to God, he the father. Through all the problems in my life, how the lyrics take it. I buckled down, went to school when I graduated, and they hate it.
Thinking I can touch the sky. Haters trying to shoot me down. 'Cause I'm flying high.
Okay, y'all. That was lyrics.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Samantha, Lusk's son. God rest his soul.
Absolutely.
Man.
You know, the Midnight Hour radio show, we try to make it different.
And I thank you for this opportunity because
Yeah.
that was my son's dream to be heard on the radio. He worked so hard. You know, like I said, he went to school, he graduated, he went to college, he worked, and he still found time to do what he loved. He loved music. He loved and idoled Biggie Smalls. And I said I would love to meet his mom just to give her the biggest hug for giving birth to her son because my son loved that man. He even has a script on YouTube called The Afterlife of Biggie Small.
Wow.
Okay.
And you know, I this writing became something of a need. I yearn for my son. There's a yearning for him. And the thing is that I'm writing now to try to help me, but in the midst of everything, I want to be able to do for my son because he can't do for himself now. So it's like I'm giving everything that I have, every breath that I have, everything that I have in me, just so my son can be heard. You know, and I thank you guys so
50
much for
million
this.
people just heard him.
I thank you so
Absolutely.
much for this
Absolutely.
opportunity.
You know, we ain't done yet, though.
Nope.
World, Cleveland, 6 continents. We going to try to work with Samantha and get his music out there.
Yes, and my other children are very talented as well. You know, my son, DeLaron Lusk, he's very talented. My daughter, Carlita, she's very talented. My daughter, Teresa, is very talented. And I did not know that I was talented
Whoa.
until my son had passed away. Because it's like I don't know what happened, but something in me just sparked, you know. And I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Oh, wait a minute, you just wrote one book. Oh, wait a minute, you just wrote a second book. And
tell us the name of them books again. We only got about 2 minutes.
the first book is
Samantha
called
Lusk, author.
Yes, the first book is called Born Cursed, So Let the Truth Be Told. And the second book is called Speak for Yourself.
Okay.
And I'm
Sounds
on
like
my
some
third
great
book
reading.
now. It's called Missing You. And I'm talking directly to my son.
Well, that should be helpful to a lot of parents
Yes.
who have buried their child and or going through similar things as you have.
Yes.
I think that even by your transparency, you have helped countless others to deal with the situations that they are dealing with. And if you had a moment to tell somebody in a domestic violence situation, what advice would you give them in 2014, Samantha?
Don't go back.
Oh, my God.
Take everything you have, which is your dignity, and go. Because there's always that, I'm sorry, baby, I won't do it again. And then it happens again. You know, because you can forget who you are. You can actually become stripped and don't know who you are. You know, and then you have to start. It's okay to start all over again. It's okay to have that house with no bed and no couch, but at least you won't go home with no marks.
Yes, right.
And your kids don't have to see that,
Thank
because
you.
that's what they grow when they see things, and they grow to be those type of people.
That's right.
You know, and you don't want that. No parent wants that. And then their child becomes an abuser also.
Well,
You know.
Samantha, you gave some great advice, but we're going to be working with you in the future. So that was author Samantha Lusk, Lusk, Samantha Lusk. Y'all check her out on Amazon and try to support her. Buy
Thank
some
you.
books,
That's
know.
right.
But
That's
we ain't
right.
done with her at Screenworks Entertainment. Over
Nope.
the next few weeks, y'all going to be seeing some different things going on social media and on the radio. to support her and her son's plight to change people's lives. So until
Amen.
next time, Samantha Lusk, we want to thank you for coming on the Midnight Hour Radio
Thank
Show.
you very
Yes,
much.
thank
I
you.
appreciate this opportunity.
Yes.
We'll
Thank
be
you.
right back.